All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome. This is Dregn Durant of the Yasuhiro88ch, and tonight we're kicking off another episode of Horizon Exploration, our channel's sci-fi tabletop RPG campaign. We had a little bit of a technical hiccup at the very beginning. If you saw the intro kind of looping a couple times there or bugging out on us, but we made it through. So, well, let's not wait any further. We'll get the party into the group here, and we'll do a brief introduction as we do, and we will kick off our campaign for tonight. Hello, everybody.
Hey.
Hey.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. All right. Well, again, brief introduction. A hello from the group. Starting at the top, Sam Stonewill, played by Peter.
Hey everyone, it's Peter playing Sam Stonewill, and I hope I don't die today.
I mean, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You avoided that last session. And we have Maxine Beck, played by Sean.
How's it going? I'm Sean. I'm also Asbiel, and I'm playing Maxine Beck, marksman, WWKD. What would Koji do?
Yeah, we'll get some wristbands made out of that. All right.
There you go.
Next up, Cadin Lumin, played by Calvin.
Hello, Calvin playing Cadin Lumin, and I hope I don't kill Sam today.
That has not been done yet, but we can try it.
It's up to you guys.
I just don't know what's going to happen, right? It's always a mystery.
It's always a mystery. Daario Cortez, played by Sergio.
How you doing, everyone? Sergio playing Daario Cortez, your resident ranger. And Cadin, I guess if Sam happens to die accidentally, as long as we get to split everything, I'm okay with that.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah.
Good luck,
It's
Sam.
like a butterfly effect. If I poke him, something bad happens on the other side of the world.
Dario's slowly becoming more and more mischievous. We're hearing the little devil on the shoulder.
Oh, okay. I learned from the best, Cadin, my friend.
No, yeah, exactly. It's like a Koji. It's a little mini Koji on one shoulder.
There you go.
Not
There you go.
unusual.
Hanging out with bad influences.
Yeah, all right. And speaking of Koji Akiyama is played by Corey, but unfortunately his car had broken down and he will not be making it tonight. So we'll see if he pops in later, but for now he is going to be MIA for tonight. Koji will just be kind of hanging out with the group near the vehicle, in the vehicle, eating some Slim Jims. Who knows what he's going to do. But until there's faces to punch, he's going to be laying low tonight.
We might need to get some more Slim Jims. Like, he's going to run out at this rate.
I know, right? All right, well, let's do a quick little recap of our last couple of sessions as the party had ventured off out of Fontaine upon request from the Narrow Trade Company and Mr. Cooper, who wished to utilize the party's skills that they've kind of proven to be, at least so far, effective in getting work done. And yeah, through the Narrow Trade Company making a request to go investigate a nearby approaching group coming in from the east. A party that Dynasty, who seems to be behind the Narrow Trade Company, believe that, hey, something's going on here. And the Narrow Trade Company, through their contact with the party, had agreed that, hey, if you go out, check them out, they'll get paid 400,000 credits to determine whether this group is going to be a problem for the city of Fontaine or not. And if they are, by eliminating these potential threats, they would get paid 1 million for removing that potential problem. Having met then this group that was approaching, they came into contact with several individuals who formed this approaching group. The leader appeared to be a man named Albert Gruld, a demon of sorts, though the party did not have insight to the racial differences. He was a member of the New Demon Empire. And the party, after some dialogue and conversation, trying to identify their intentions, trying to identify who this prisoner that they had, the female Saraira, and working out a possible exchange. Albert seemed interested in getting some form of quicker transportation, as their vehicle they claimed had broken down and they were walking the rest of the way to Fontaine. And the party had offered, or at least teased the idea of providing them a lift to get into the town sooner, in exchange for some information and a moment of their time, while the party asked several questions of them. Maxine, I believe, was the one that triggered the combat, as she made an attempt to remove Saraira from the, I guess, grasp of their opponents, and promptly kicked off, well, aggressive negotiations. And fortunately,
I like that name.
yeah, and fortunately, the party came out on top pretty one-sidedly, actually, with the exception of a couple good hits, which Sam had hit 0 health, and we had our first, I guess, what's the word? First,
Death saves?
well, yes, first death saves, but also the first encounter with our bleed out mechanic, which allowed Sam to continue fighting through the kind of bleed out state. And fortunately, Sam, being the fantastic healer that he is, managed to patch himself up and is currently doing just fine.
I'm such a good healer, I can heal myself.
Yeah, you're also a great mechanic, a fantastic driver, a wealth of knowledge.
These things are not exclusive from each other. You can be good at all these things.
Yep. And as far as the opponents go, Jado Victor, Alex Jactom, and Derek Zedin had all been promptly eliminated in various orders. The prisoner, Saraira, did try to escape and actually stole a rifle, or not a rifle, a pistol, and took some shots at Daario. But Daario, being quick on his toes, managed to keep her pinned down, disarmed, and, well, for the entire combat, basically, kept her...
Is that what we're calling harassment now? Quick on your toes?
Yeah, quick on... Yep, Daario's in his quick feet, but kept Saraira out of the fight, kept her in the party's grasp, and she is currently, I guess, captive of the party at the moment. Albert Gerald, however, managed to, I guess with quick thinking from Cadin, was taken out of the fight for a very good portion of the combat, and was brought down to his knees, as you suggested, made a couple suggestions that disarmed and made him immobile. However, Albert did cast, it seemed, or at least create a zone of darkness, which promptly blinded the party members that were nearby, including Koji, who the party could hear crying out and wailing his arms somewhere within that darkness. But when the darkness had faded, Albert was nowhere to be seen, as all that remained where he had last been found is the energy blade that he had taken out, and I think Koji is currently in possession of it. So with that, the group had regrouped next to their vehicle. Saraira is in their custody, and you guys had collected the bodies, set them kind of off to the side. Their gear is available. There are a couple of SMGs. There was a large ballistic rifle from Derek's, and Jado seemed to be fighting with his fists for the most part, at least for the brief moment that you guys saw an exchange between Jado and Koji. But you will find some knives on his person. But outside of that, the group is currently in the outskirts of Fontaine. The day is reaching evening, and there is about, I believe it was like a couple hour drive back to Fontaine, but otherwise Fontaine is fairly somewhat visible out in the distance with the spiring jade kind of pillars that have surrounded the city.
Is there by chance like a glow coming that direction from the pillars, kind of like a northern light or like sunset kind of looking thing?
I wouldn't say that there's a glow coming from it. It's not like this glowing city. I mean, perhaps when the sun or the light on the planet is at its darkest, you will see kind of the city lights that emanate in that area, kind of light pollution. But the you do find, as you look in that direction, from the spiring jade towers in the distance, there does appear to be the Aurora Borealis of Aurora Green that kind of intersects with the space above the city, and it does almost give the illusion that the aurora is like emanating out of the city, which is a bit of a spectacular view as you observe it. But let's go ahead and remove these NPCs from the screen, as they are all but removed from our combat. And Saraira is the member that you all have nearby. So we'll go ahead and move her over here. And I believe, Maxine, you were also taking a look at Jado's artificial, what appears to be artificial body, and had made the comment towards the tail end of our last session that this might be, I believe you said, of interest or useful.
Yeah. I believe what I was told was that we didn't really need like the bodies as proof or anything. They already transferred me the money.
Correct.
And I guess they just don't want to deal with the biohazard disposal, so just chuck them out on the side of the road, I guess. I do want to transfer 600k to everyone else.
Aww.
Okay.
Sam, good work keeping us on our feet. Cadin, Daario, good work keeping the numbers in our favor. And Koji, good punching. Just kind of give Koji a reassuring thumbs up.
Yeah, he'll give his typical. Yeah, I know.
Say, I think this thing, this guy, whatever you would consider him, could be worth looking into. I mean, I've got this on. That's probably similar technology in that as you would have in one of these. And beyond that, who knows what sort of shady, under-the-counter, non-stock upgrades that this guy might have had put into him. And if his thing isn't even a person, then that's, might be worth salvage. Who knows? I'm thinking if we can take it to someone who might know how to deal with this kind of stuff. We might need to find someone. I don't know if John might have.
John's someone who would know the person, but we haven't really fixed our relation with John yet.
I think John was the wrong name.
Mr. Cooper?
Big important shapeshifter guy. Not shapeshifter, but changed what he looked like.
Oh, the guy at the library.
Was it Jack? Is that his name?
I'd have to check my notes. I think it was. It's been a while.
Yes, you're talking about.
It's been a little bit.
You're talking about the.
Jack Finnegan.
Finnegan, yeah.
Finnegan, that's the one. Yeah, he's probably knows people around, might be able to point us in the right direction, or shoot, maybe he'd be interested in this thing.
A prominent man,
Possibly.
one of the leaders of Fontaine. You're referring to the man you had met at the Fontaine Central
John
Library.
Finnegan.
Yep.
Yes, yep. But Cooper's given us our payment. Sent your share to each of you. Figure the way that we're operating, a even split is fair.
Yep.
So GM, we're okay to add that 600k to our
Yep, it's an
character
exchange
sheets.
within your party, so yeah, you guys are free to add that as long as
There's no bank holds, nothing like that. We're good. Like,
No, it's just a person-to-person
Gross.
transfer. Yeah, it's actually like when you go to make that
Master check.
connection. Yep, you can do it with your contacts. You can do it in proximity. And if you know the contact, you can do it over distances. So yeah, Maxine quickly makes that
It
transfer.
says here to verify this, the 6-digit code is the same on your screen as it is on mine.
Yeah,
Oh, don't worry, I just got auto deposit on. It's fine.
whatever security checks you guys have set up on your devices, you know how to handle them.
In GM, just as a gentle reminder, so that would be like, I guess, 600 silver, at least if we're looking at our.
Yeah, 600,000. So the copper on the far right, is going to be the first 3 digits, and then the following 3 digits are where silver is going to be. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So we're just using it all as incremental. What's the word? Integers.
Commas.
yeah.
600 silver would be 6 silver. Sorry.
We're
600.
not using the normal gold exchange rates.
I know, that's
Correct.
what's screwing me up. I'm having to do the math, and it's
It's
how many to add.
visually 1-to-1. All right.
Wait, I add 6 silver?
No,
600 silver.
600. Okay.
6 silver,
Yep.
right? With the way they're all kind of lined up, right? 6 silver would translate to 6,000. Because again, throw the names of the slots out of the window and just treat the spaces in between like commas, like Peter said.
Okay, I've added it.
Cool.
There you go. So, as you can see, working this route is somewhat lucrative, but there's some compromise that has to be made.
Yeah, I guess the point is, what do we want to do? Do we want to be mercenaries? Do we want to be the corporation we're setting ourselves up to be, or like, what do we want to do?
Oh, we want to get off this damn planet.
Real quick, before you guys get too far into conversation, what did you guys decide to do with Saraira?
I think
Lock her in the trunk.
down. Yeah, mafia style.
Because last I recall,
Tag over her head.
Daario had used up some rope to keep her arms and wrists bound, and
That's right.
there's some slack to use as kind of a leash. But outside of that, she, where is she?
I'm okay with the trunk.
I imagine Dario's got her under his foot, I guess.
No.
with quick thinking.
Yeah.
I think I would try to get us like a little bit a ways from her, but still clear line of sight should anything happen.
Okay, how about we do this? Koji is keeping the watch, and you
Yeah.
guys have separated
go.
a little bit from
That's okay.
Koji.
That
Good
works.
Okay.
So, Cadin, I think there could be a path to take with this Arcturus thing, and if no one else likes the name,
I like the name. It's fucking cool.
yeah. So, I think to do that, sooner or later, I'm going to have to put in my 2 weeks, so to speak, with ASEC. That's a whole thing
Is that
I
really
think
a
I'm
place
dealing
to
with.
put 2 weeks into, or is that more of a like you leave when you die kind of situation?
Or you've never faked someone's death before? But I'm kind of interested.
Surprisingly easy.
Given the circumstances of everything that led up to me being with ASEC, would I know if there is like an easy out, or if like, is it that grim?
Do they give you an impossible mission and they call you the Baba Yaga afterwards?
A couple things, real quick. Did we ever talk about how you guys spelled Arcturus?
No, we just said it.
Okay, was it
I-
Octorus? Octorus, or do you have a different thing in mind?
What I had in mind was like the star, Arcturus.
I didn't know that was a star. That's even cooler.
Yeah, that might be good. Drop that in the chat somewhere, and let me take a look at it. But noted. And as far as your knowledge on ending your contract with Anubis Security, I'm gonna have you give me a
Yeah,
history roll.
Probably never
He's actually a silent
really
quitter.
looked too heavily into it before, so like I've never had reason. I don't think.
This would be basically
That's a 5.
Okay, yeah, with the 5, Maxine, you kind of, it's not really something you had considered. It's, you know, there was a very lengthy, like 4,000 page contract that you had to go through. There was like a whole 2-week program that you had to go to as part of the recruitment. And there was certainly between the augmentations in order to kind of get you up to kind of peak shape again after the fighting, and getting you trained up to be, I guess, effective within the Anubis security program. There were a lot of different materials, time, and I guess learning that had taken place. So with typical corporate fashion, you likely think that, you know, it must maybe be like any other job. You just let them know, and then they'll start like a termination process. It can't be all that bad, perhaps.
That sounds like it could be an assassination contract.
Your skepticism also would lend to you just not really knowing, or maybe even reaching into the realm of making wild assumptions on what Anubis security might do to people who depart the organization. Because thinking about it, you don't really remember hearing many retirement stories in your time with Anubis security from any of the other members. So it's a bit of a question mark, all in all.
Well, it is ambiguous at best. Hopeful, maybe.
So best case, you try. Worst case, we fake your death. Worst case, we overthrow Anubis security.
That's
We're gonna need some bigger guns.
lofty.
And we've got a Koji, we're fine.
Could always go back for that railgun.
Maxine just kind
The
of
gun's
drifting
so
off in
powerful, it
memory.
destroys an entire corporation in one shot.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, a building's just like a
get
person.
a big enough
just bigger.
gun. Think about it. You just, get into the vacuum, right? Plenty of space, nothing like gravity to get in your way. You build a giant gun, build a ship around it, and then, problem solved.
Okay, so that's on the to-do list. So we get back, we're gonna close up stuff with Mr. Cooper. We're gonna go to John afterwards and see if we can kind of make that bridge.
I think we're all settled up with Cooper for the time being.
Oh, we don't have to report to him?
He just sent me the confirmation already.
Okay, you want like a debrief?
What do we do
that
about-
one of them escaped?
I gave the information.
Okay, sounds good.
Maybe against my better judgment, but I gave them. I told them that seemed like he's a potential anti-corporate threat to Dynasty, and
Okay, so head back, close things up with John Grimes, and then swing over to Jack Finnegan.
yeah, we have something we can cover up the Tin Man with. Throw him in.
If only we had those blankets we gave away.
What if
I don't think we want to stick him in the trunk with the chick, though. That'd probably be bad.
What if we threw him in the barrel?
The barrel on the roof, yeah! Let's do that.
Is this the barrel that still has a bit of oil in it, or gas?
It has a little bit.
Yep. The car's probably low in oil
Oh,
now.
man.
Plus, he's a robot. It's fine. He needs the grease, so he doesn't rust.
If you guys are up there, put this in there too. I give him the head.
Why do you have a hand?
Head.
The head of the robot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that what you guys do?
So
Yeah, I think we're
gonna
barreling him.
Okay.
cram him in the barrel.
All right.
Well, that's what use the rest of the
And nothing works anymore in this robot.
Yeah, we might as well fill up the vehicle because we're probably low on fuel or low-ish on fuel from driving around. So top up the vehicle, the barrel will be empty, quote unquote, and then just shove him in.
Yeah, you've emptied enough of it.
Koji knows how to refuel the thing now, right?
Yeah. He's looking all proud as he does it. But while you're there and while you get the barrel down and Koji refills and you guys pop the lid and drop the Jado in his head into the barrel, to your side, Saraira is just watching you all in silence.
Can the last piece we put in be his hand? And you just see the hand sink into it.
yeah.
Terminator style?
Sure.
Yeah.
I just imagine it's like a person who like doesn't fold their laundry but tries to like shove it in the drawer, but it like doesn't fit. You can, like, kind of like push it down, you know?
You try, it doesn't work, but as soon as you let go, it just slowly drops down with the thumb raised. All right, yeah, but Saraira is here looking at you with a hardened kind of look, and once Koji's done refueling and once the body's been secured and Koji works on putting the barrel back at the top of the vehicle, as soon as some of you look in the direction of Saraira, kill me or set me free. Make your choice.
I choose option 3. We're gonna take you with us.
You need to answer for what you were being sketchy on before. You need to tell the whole story. The hell is going on with you people?
I had told you my story.
I don't believe you. Not fully.
Well, then what point is there for me to explain myself?
Well, you've seen what you're capable of, but I figure you're not too afraid of necessarily being put down. You just said yourself, kill you or set you free, right? Was that how you worded it? But what if it wasn't that easy? What if it wasn't that quick? You need to think real hard about what you want, because if you're not entirely open and honest with us, well, Koji's morals are loose, let me tell you, and he will do whatever he needs to do to get whatever we need to hear out of you.
Yes, Korra's morals are loose as we shove a body in a barrel.
Maxine, give me an intimidation roll.
That's a natural 20, 21 total.
Starting out good, Maxine.
Her expression softens a little. As she turns to Koji, it softens a bit more as Koji's giving her just the stare down. And lowering her eyes and facing back in the direction of Maxine. Very well. I was taken prisoner by the others. They had come from somewhere to the north. They threatened my people, killed several, and I do not know what that fiend had done, but he had somehow controlled some of my clansmates. Jakdom, for example. He was...
I have some inclination of how he might have done that.
Well, I do not. But some of the others had begun to follow his orders. And...
Jakdom was your friend? He was part of your crew?
Well, he is dead now.
Just so we're on the same page, you talking about the porn stash guy?
Pretty sure that's the wrong one.
Wrong guy?
Here, I'll pull it back on the screen just for now. So, oh wait, no, I said Jakdom. Never mind. Also, Zedin was part of our clan as well. We were already under pressure by the people of Ederson. Are you saying something, or is that an alarm I'm hearing?
It's under pressure, so I went dun 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 dun.
Oh.
So, you're something of locals then? From outside the cities?
Yes, we had settled after the fall of Ederson. After these people who now run around acting as though they control people through odd powers that they have now.
It's not acting, let me tell you. But,
is she looking at me when she says this? Because I did some stuff during that fight.
Nope, she's kind of collecting her thoughts, still kind of more looking downwards in the direction of Maxine as she speaks.
She also might not have seen me because she was too busy being tackled by...
Probably.
So you're not from one of the pods. That's why you got this rough around the edges kind of a style to you. That's why the scruffy one was ready to put up a real fight. That's why you had the brilliant idea to pull a gun on the people who rescued you from your captors, who saved you from the problems that you were in.
That does not mean anything to me.
All right.
The fiend, he came with promises as well. And look at what that had done to my people and myself.
If you travel
Believe me,
just missing everyone, you'll never make a friend. You'll never find someone you can trust.
This place has problems. The people have problems, and let me tell you, promises from wherever they might come are hard to trust. I understand that.
Maxine, give me a insight roll.
That's 19.
She still is again looking down, but Maxine, you catch some twitching around the edge of her lips as it seems she kind of purses them in contempt. Definitely some thoughts are going through her mind as you lay some of that information out. But
now, I was grilling you and these people you were with so hard because I thought that maybe there was a chance one of you was with ASEC. Do you know ASEC? You familiar with them?
no, I do. Who is ASEC?
Why is ASEC?
They're problem solvers for one of the corporations, Dynasty. By problem solvers, I mean
Fixers.
they get rid of the problem by any means necessary.
That's what problem solvers means.
I work with ASEC. And ASEC promised me. I should have known better, but it is what it is. So you can believe me when I say I understand your perspective here. But we don't need to be enemies. You're from Aurora Green, just like me.
We're kin.
Aurora Green is... There's a chance it could be made better than it is. But people need to be able to trust like they used to.
Give me a persuasion roll with advantage.
That's 16.
All right. Her expression will soften, and she will look up to you slowly, making eye contact. And tell me, what did this ASEC promise you?
Purpose? When everything else was gone? When my home was nothing but dust?
And she'll more snap in the direction of Cadin. And what is it that you are all promising? My kin are dead. I do not have a home to return to. And these fiends, these monsters, as she glances over towards the other two bodies. It is sad to see what has happened to those I had once put my trust in. I do not know why they had decided to follow the man that had approached us, but now they are dead because of it.
Yeah.
And what is it that you say that what purpose will I have?
We seek to make Aurora Green better than it is, better than it was. And if you don't leave a place better than you found it, what was the point of even going?
Easy to say when I am in shackles. If you wish for my cooperation, then release me.
We tried trusting you once, and you literally shot us in the back.
I do not know who you are. What would you have done in my situation?
Waited and seen what happened?
Like I said, we need to be able to trust. So if we have your word, we'll set you free. We've got no reason to keep you locked up. You're not what I thought you might have been. You're something else.
Her gaze will harden, and she looks much like she did when you had first approached her, but her eyes have resolve. But she'll look back at you, Maxine. You have my word.
I am going to go up to her. I am going to remove the bindings.
Daario can slow his feet.
I want to just hold out my hand to the group and say, "We got one of those guns."
Yeah, Daario had picked one up earlier, and shows it and hands it to Maxine.
I'll take the gun handed to me and hold it out to her and say, "We're trying to..." I can't speak for the others, but I'm trying to be better than I was. We've got this group here, calling ourselves Arcturus. We're looking to be problem solvers of a better kind. So,
Right some wrongs.
maybe your purpose can be making sure things like what happened to you don't happen again. These people have strange abilities, these unexplainable things. The people that you once trusted that turned on you probably wasn't their fault. The one that needs to be held accountable, well, he's still out there. And there's still time to bring justice.
She listens to you, and her expression changes to a bit of momentary surprise as you hand over the pistol. But she will take it. And Maxine, with your high perception, you do get a glimpse that you believe some thoughts cross in the back of her mind as you see kind of her eyes dart in anticipation. But
I'm just watching,
yeah,
making sure I'm ready if anything goes wrong.
But she decides not to do anything rash, and taking the pistol, she quickly kind of just looks it left and right and will find a place to stash it on herself. She takes a half turn to look behind her, back where the fighting had occurred and where she had come from, but then turns back to you all.
Before you go, earlier you mentioned that there may be others, like that dark-skinned purple guy. Have you seen them around Roar Green? With that kind of ability?
I do not know what ability they possess, but it is clearly of something dark. But you have kept your promise, and I see now that you do not bear ill will on myself, or, and looking specifically at Maxine for this one, or this planet.
You mentioned being at Edgerson and seeing powers, but what have you seen?
I have not seen much. So as far as I think they had referred to themselves as demons, demon kind, but the one who called himself Albert, he did not come alone. There were two others with him. And when before we had departed, they had spoken and split up. And, well, that was the last night that I had seen the other two. But from then on, I had become their prisoner, and several of my clansmates have changed their behaviors. It was all quite sudden, and frankly, I do not still know what to think of it. But as far as what I have seen, I am somewhat familiar with Edrison. I had grown up in Edrison long ago, before much of the fighting, before the planet had shifted, grown tired of what the humans do here. In Edrison itself, after the great fires had occurred, and after the new establishment had taken hold, many of us had decided to flee and try to settle in the outskirts, away from the trouble.
Was this was before the Great Fire, right? This was the oh wow, I'm forgetting names now.
It was when Edrison came under fire for many nights.
Oh, okay, during the actual, okay.
But that was long ago. Many of us had managed to settle away, and some had even started families, but, well, that had all suddenly changed after the arrival of Alba and his companions.
Albert? Was that Edrison?
No, this was after we had settled
okay.
away from Edrison.
Okay. I see now. Gotcha. So you haven't been back to Edgerton since then?
Why would I? Edgerton is... Unless you are part of this group, you are likely to be used as... Her face kind of sours. Slaves for their mines and their tunnels. I do not know what they are so desperate to find, but if you are not a asset to them, someone that can be used, you are simply eliminated, removed. And
I'm well aware of their practices. There'll be like a scowl on his face when he says that.
if you are aware, then you would know that there is no reason to go back. That place is sick with something. They are desperate.
No, for lack of a better term, I feel like a reason to go back would be cleansing of a better sort.
Even before the fires, it was dressed up in pretty dress, but it was still a hellhole.
I think we're gonna have to go that way sooner or later.
So is that what you wanted to know? Am I free to go now, or do you have more that you wish from me?
Would you like a ride into the town?
To where?
Fontaine,
Yes.
where we came from, we've still got some business in town before we move on to wherever our next destination is.
Cadin, give me a persuasion roll.
Sure.
Actually, no, this isn't a roll. What's your modifier?
That's a good question. So just the charisma modifier in general, or my persuasion modifier?
Persuasion modifier.
+5.
+5, okay. It is tempting. How is Fontaine? I have not ventured very far from where we had settled.
It's... feels nicer. There's still ever-present looming of the corporations, but if nothing else, it's comfortable.
Is there any chance that you will be heading in the direction of Edgerton?
Eventually. I would like to head back there someday.
Yeah.
Not someday. Soon.
Her expression kind of looks longingly in the direction of where you guys had come from, in the direction of Fontaine. But there seems to be a lingering kind of sorrow at the edge of her eyes, and she turns, facing kind of the road where she had come from, back in the direction where Edgerson allegedly lies. Though it would be a nice change, I know. I wish to return to where I had called home, and come to some closure of what Alba and the others had done. We had been taken a bit abruptly, and I wish to find if anyone had survived, and if anyone else was being taken much like I was.
I can understand that. I think, like I said, we've got some business back in Fontaine. If it does make any difference, if you need somewhere safe to go, it is, appears to be protected from the storms. But, I think, it's gonna be a little bit before we head out Edgerson ways. We got, like I said, finish up business first.
Make
some things right.
You say Fontaine is protected from the storms.
Yes, by some mysterious green crystals.
Is it not normal for the storms to avoid the larger settlements?
Oh, I don't know. They definitely hit Edgerson.
And my work planet side hasn't brought me too frequently to the large population centers. Just know what we've heard since we landed.
That is interesting. I am aware that there are storms that are close to Edgerson from the southern side, but strangely, where we had settled to the north, there does not appear to be frequent storms. It is one of the reasons why we had settled there.
Was there large green crystals in the area?
No, nothing of that sort. It was quite flat, actually.
Intriguing. How far north?
Maybe maybe 100 miles or so, northwest.
Northwest. Of Edgerson, or of here, sorry.
Of Edgerson. From here, perhaps it's a bit more, and she kind of points in I guess like a 30-degree raised angle in the direction of the road to the north, but...
Mainly because Sam knows how to work the thing. I'm going to turn to Sam and kind of treat him like Siri. I'm like, Sam, look up how far we are from Edgerson.
Let's see. Go on web. You want that in minutes?
Distance.
In kilometers or miles?
Whatever she used, I forgot.
We're on Aurora Green. We use miles.
Okay.
Guys,
What 118 miles?
no, you're looking at about 6 to 7 days of travel.
Oh, I was thinking Fontaine.
Yeah, from where you guys are to get to Edgerson, it might take you about like 6 days, 6.5 days.
There's too many numbers, but it says it takes about 6 to 7 days.
You taking like transit or you walking? That's a long time.
It's a really far distance.
Okay. Keep that in mind. I'm wondering if the storms are distant, like if there's a certain radius from the center that's safe, which the center would be Edgerson.
Well, what I'm curious about too is up near Atlan Grove, there's the this green circle, something like that. And I wonder if that's, I don't recall off the top of my head, but I wonder if that's related to the crystals and whatnot with Fontaine.
Yeah, I would like a chance at some point to study those crystals and try and figure them out, because their abilities are worrying but also intriguing.
Sure.
They have great potential.
Are the Emperors...
Hit
Either
along
of
with
you
that
know, are the
cake.
Emperors digging under Edrison or elsewhere?
I haven't been back there recently. We'd have to look that up.
Because the Embers are digging.
I doubt the Embers are... Maybe. They're generally very disorganized. Unless something's changed, they're not like the ones they replaced. The Onyx Blossom was highly organized, very efficient. The Embers are kind of just a ramshackle gang. Although if they have a unified purpose, they might be.
What if they're connected to the ones in black armor?
Possible. Most of the Embers
Those
are
people,
remnants of the black
those
armor.
are organized. And those people, they didn't use just one force to get what they needed done. They were... I think everything was puppets to
Most of the
someone.
Embers higher ups were, or most of the Embers higher ups were former members of the Onyx Blossoms. Onyx? Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Well, from the rumors that I had heard from those who had ventured closer to Edrison, it does not appear that they are digging within the city. If they are, it is being done where eyes cannot pry. But there does appear to be a group to the west of Edrison, somewhere hidden in the hills, that I have heard that there is a large camp of people that seem to travel between Edrison and this location. I unfortunately do not know where it may be. It's something I had again only heard through passing rumor.
Oh, well. Something to keep in mind, something to look out for. I think it's lofty, but at some point if we're all in on stopping the problems with this planet, then we're gonna need to bend some arms out near Edrison, find this camp, and figure out what's going on.
I'm okay with looking into that. That's one of the things I'd like to do before we leave. Is I would like to check in on Edrison, and there was some survivors from the cleansing, but not many.
Oh,
Well, I'm okay with that. Wouldn't mind trying to see this Edrison. We gotta be honest. A lot of this world really surprises me and has piqued my interest. However, I just to be upfront, I don't know if I want to stay here the entire time while you research how the crystals work.
No, that's fine. I don't have to do that now.
I think there'll be
Something I
time
would
to
like
look
on the
into
list,
that.
but we can do it later.
Yeah, I think we head back to Fontaine, try to patch things up with Grimes. I think that's a me or Cadin kind of job. Maybe Daario.
That sounds good, Maxine.
No offense, Sam, but you know.
Yeah, none taken.
The upside, Koji got a new shotgun, so that's cool. Saraira,
One that he didn't use.
I suppose you're heading back east then?
I will likely head north for the night. It is getting a bit dark, though I am certain I can handle myself out here for a couple nights.
You have an Omni device.
A Omni device, once upon a time I did, but after many of us many on the planet, I should say, were rejected from Depacha, and Edgerson becoming something not suitable for settling. It seemed there was little need for it, and mine had broken. So, no, I do not have one currently.
We're heading back to Fontaine. Probably get another one. I've got a spare. Probably just give it a little reset, and if you need to get in touch. Maybe if you find anything on these demons, let us know.
At that mention, her eyes will narrow, not completely, but just enough where she's kind of getting the vibe of you understanding what she might be setting out to do, but she'll nod. That may be a good idea. It seems you are all very capable. If I find something, perhaps you will be able to assist me one day.
That's the plan. We are problem solvers of a better kind, after all. I'm just gonna
as I finish shoving the body in the barrel.
clear off anything, basically transfer anything I have left on the wrist Omni device back to my Dynasty one, and then just give it a reset and turn it over to her.
Okay, so just to clarify, this is the one that you had gotten from Jack Finnegan when you were leaving the library?
Yeah.
Okay, and then you moved everything back to your Dynasty device, is what I heard?
Yeah.
Okay.
Reluctantly so, but
all right. She'll accept it, and when she puts it on and she turns it on and she kind of claps away on a digital interface, and yeah, you guys will exchange contacts, and she seems to know how to use it.
I'll have the visor back on. Just say, this thing is a lot more practical, but it just feels wrong to use it now.
Well, I hope you will. Thank you for saving me.
Yeah.
With that, if you guys have nothing further, she will begin to turn and kind of walk northward.
Are we just gonna stay here and watch?
I figure get in the car, go back to town. I mean, we're done here, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
She'll call if anything happens. Basically, her only emergency contact at this point.
That was it.
Put parental controls on. You can call one number.
That was very trusting of you, Maxine.
Well, trying to be better, right?
All right. Well, with that, you guys have completed that exchange. You guys are back at the vehicle, and I believe setting off back towards Fontaine for the night. Is that right?
Correct.
That's my plan.
Okay. Well, let's take a quick intermission, a little 5-minute break here, and then we'll be back and continue off after you guys return to Fontaine and decide what to do, either for the night if there's something you'd like to do, or if not, we'll fast forward to daytime and you guys can decide to head to Jack's, head to John's, head back to Narrow Trade Company. We'll find out. But
James, Jill, and the
Saraya's probably dead.
dang. All right. Yeah, man, I tried calling her just to make sure she made it through the night. No pickup.
Yeah. Text me when you get home safe.
All right, we'll be back in
benefit. We didn't pay for the gun or the Omni device, so we're not out anything.
True. All right, everyone out there, we'll be back in about 5 minutes. See you all in a little bit. All right, we are back, everybody. So the party has just completed their interaction out in the wilds, in between, closer to Fontaine, but in between Fontaine and the distant Edgerson, and their exchange with Saraira had ended, I'd say, positively, as the party had granted her freedom back, left her with a pistol, and Maxine had given up one of her Omni devices so that they could try to stay in contact if any information or help is potentially needed in the future. And with that, the group, you guys have your vehicle. It's been maybe close to an hour now between kind of the wrap up of the fight and maybe a 30-minute exchange with Saraira. But is there anything you guys would like to do, either on the way back to Fontaine, in Fontaine as the evening approaches and night begins to fall, or would we like to continue to the next day and continue from there?
I would like to maybe see about swinging by that one store.
the equipment shop.
Maxine's got money now.
The one that we went to and got weapons, yeah.
Okay.
And whatever these other guys got.
Meanwhile,
I think
picked up like a charger, and you're like, rifle, military grade equipment.
There's a couple things. There's a couple things I want to look at. I want to see if they would carry Omni devices, preferably of the visor variety, because it's practically way more useful.
Sure.
I would like to look into the kind of binoculars that Daario got.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because those sounded cool after he got them. And I'm gonna have to get a railgun.
I want it. I need it.
I love it. You tack it on like the end of the thing too. Like, you get some milk, some eggs, pick up like a new roast and a railgun.
What? Wait,
I mean,
what?
it was a given that he was going to buy that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's the shop was back in the business district, so that's on the kind of opposite end of Fontaine. By the time you guys get back, it will likely be closed. So that might have to be something for the next day.
Okay.
Yep. But that will be a stop to make. Anything else you guys would like to do as we prepare for the next day of the campaign in game?
I'm good.
All right.
Yeah, I think nothing else for me.
Okay, so yeah, you guys will make it back to Fontaine. Your drive back is pretty quiet as the skies begin to darken and the aurora begins to grow in vibrancy. I think that's a word. And you guys will fortunately have working headlights to make it back to the city, as you see the crystals in the distance do appear as you get a little closer to have a bit of a faint greenish glow to them. So it definitely does appear to be very similar to that smaller obelisk that you found, right? Out with the other, there's like a little camp of people that you got the gasoline from way back when. So it does seem to do that at a much larger scale. You get to the first checkpoint. They obviously, ask for your name, take a quick look at who's there, and you guys will get past the first checkpoint, get past the second checkpoint because you guys have already been on their kind of clear list. And are you guys heading back to the Akiyama Hotel for the night? Or are you?
Actually, yeah, the same place we did last time, unless we have a reason not to.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why we would go anywhere else. It's the best hotel in town.
Yeah, okay. So make note that you guys are staying there so that Koji's bill can get sent to his family. Okay, and then also, are you guys getting individual rooms again, or how are you guys setting it up?
I don't think we really need to this point with how we stayed last time.
Oh, it's completely up to how you guys would do it and how you think Koji would probably handle it.
Whatever Koji ends up deciding is...
Okay, so I'll consult Koji with that, because odds are, unless he changes his mind after staying one night, as I imagine he'll get you guys all individual rooms again. All right, so you guys have a very comfortable evening in the Akiyama Hotel at the central admin district of Fontaine. And you know what? Because of this, because you guys are back in Fontaine, let's also put up the graphic for Fontaine. We'll put you in the admin district here. There we go. Yeah, you guys stay at the admin district, and eventually I'll consolidate all of this into a single journal entry with how they've changed it all. And the next day, you guys will make your way over to the Fontaine Business District to stop by Electro and Wares, the one-stop shop for all your gadgets and electro needs. Electro Wares. So yeah, Maxine, you go in and you want to look at Omni devices of the visor variety. Now, what you'll find is Omni devices are pretty affordable. Many of the kind of wrist variants going for like less than 100,000 credits, and the visors and other kind of variations that have, you know, varying HUD sizes and maybe they're used for kind of different purposes, seem to be marked up considerably in comparison. So it kind of the vibe here is that the basic models are actually made to be very usable and incredibly accessible to most individuals, but the specialty variants are going to have a premium because of their utility or just because the like kind of custom markup of sorts.
Yeah, so the wrist one is like a flip phone, and I'm trying to buy an iPhone 342.
Yeah, basically. So
somehow it's Please's iMessage.
So the visor variant comes in a variety of kind of, you can get like the standard kind of clear one, which is going to go for 300,000, and then you can get a kind of darkened, like a tinted one that seems to be only kind of omnidirectional. So like you can see the HUD and see out, and no one will ever. It has like a privacy kind of version, security version, which that one runs for 500,000. And then you have a kind of modular one that you can basically configure it to do kind of all the bells and whistles of how it looks, any sort of external design, internal design customization, and kind of integration options. And this one goes for 1.2 million.
So here's what I want to do. I want to get a cart.
Okay.
And I want to throw 5 of those modular. Just grab 5 boxes off the shelf and throw them in the cart.
Of which ones? The base variant?
The modular.
The 1.2 million one?
Yeah.
You want 5 of them?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. How much money did I give you? All right. What else? The railgun, right? What we talked about last time, is 2.1 million for just the standard railgun itself. The railgun is going to have some pricey ammunition, and it fires one at a time.
I hadn't even thought about that.
Yeah.
It just fires paper balls. It's fine. It's cheap.
Okay, you know what? I'm came in here, changed plans immediately. I'm gonna scrap the railgun idea. We'll come back for that later.
Okay.
So,
that'll be a long-term goal.
devices and binoculars.
And binoculars. Okay, and as far as the binoculars go, you want like the fancy
for scouting
one?
purposes. I want the different like modes and everything.
Okay. Binoculars. Let's see here. Daario, did I say it was 85 grand for the fancy one?
Yeah.
It was, right? Okay, I just didn't write the name.
Yeah, those. Yeah, and that was the pair that I had gotten.
Yeah, so you'll get kind of a tactical black multi-function sight binocular with the 5 toggleable views from just kind of standard thermal, infrared, and whatnot. And that, you said, how many of those did you want?
I'm just getting the one for myself. If anyone else wants them, they can deal with that themselves.
All right.
I want to know if there's any kind of device that I can attach to vehicles that would let it drive itself, maybe dodge out of directions, kind of like a cruise control with like making sure we don't crash.
I kind of feel like that's something that Daario would have, like some sort of computer software that drives for him because he just couldn't be bothered.
Just duct tape Grey Ghost to the steering wheel.
Yeah.
Grey Ghost is the steering wheel.
Yeah, I don't remember how much we talked about it last time, but there was a section, right, that had where different size like shields were. There is a corner of this big building where they have like vehicle stuff where it doesn't have your kind of vehicle garage workshop type gear, but they do have like different radio sets. They have kind of vehicle HUD sets. A lot of, again, electronic type equipment is going to be here. And there will be a section where they're advertising like self-driving AI mods for vehicles. And these are going,
got it 300 years later.
These are going from what a quick glance appear to be going for like what is it? Yeah, it's going to be like 4.2 million for
Jesus.
The basic AI integrated kind of mods that you could.
Can at least parallel park?
Yeah, it actually does feature parallel parking, self-driving, auto cruise control, Omni integration. My brain just went to Star Citizen so fast. But yeah, Omni integration, automatic kind of text to speech for messages. It features a long laundry list. It's like how many features can we get on this box? But yeah, there's a large kind of boombox size container that this seems to come in, and they advertise easy to install. Just attach these wires. They make it look very easy, but 4.2 million seems to be the cheapest variant, and the more expensive variants seem to be going for like 26 million.
Would these things also work on spaceships?
They are not advertised for spaceships.
That's the package. That's the gold edition.
Yeah. I'm gonna buy the cheapest $4 million one.
Okay, so 4.2 mil for self-driving AI, including a variety of features, whatnot.
$4,200,000. Okay. Shit, there was something else I wanted.
Oh, I love this store.
Everything.
It's got everything you could ever want. Guns, other stuff.
While Daario's following the group, you hear a familiar voice from behind. Hey there, were you looking for some new binoculars already?
Ooh.
Daario's off to the side speaking with
Maxine, you're gonna love this guy.
Maxine wasn't here for this last one, I don't think.
No, she was only at the weapons section.
Yeah, I was at the guns.
Oh my god. All right, so we got a vehicle mod kit which will have to be installed. We have binoculars and who?
Daario could do that. Seems like a Daario tech thing, right? You're definitely a tech guy, right?
Obviously, Sam is our car guy.
Also, can you fix my printer while you're at it?
I love how you guys treat Daario like a mechanic, and he's done nothing even remotely warranting.
He's got robots. He's
You
techy.
made a robot.
One robot.
You made this? I made this.
He followed the IKEA instructions.
I just shoot. He's like leagues above me in regards to crafting capabilities.
All right.
GM, they give me a lot of credit.
Man, when it comes to dirt and machines, leave it to Daario.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I remember what I wanted. It's probably, I don't know if it's in here, but is there something to like hack computers at a basic level to like maybe get through passwords or firewalls or something.
He wants to jailbreak his phone.
Yeah. There's I'm gonna have you give. This is a good one. What would I even have you roll?
There's only so many people in the universe who use password as the password.
Yeah, you know, as you're looking around, I'm gonna have you give me just a straight intelligence roll to kind of observe and look around to see if you can find something that would allow for this.
A 7.
Yeah, so you do find sections that have kind of more computing type equipment, personal terminals and whatnot. And you're looking around for like hacking or some kind of security bypass type technology, and looking around on the shelves, you're not going to find anything.
So what I really want to try to do at some point is connect to the robot head and get files out of the robot head.
Sure, I get you. Okay. Yeah, but unfortunately, anything that seems to venture into that kind of gray realm is doesn't appear to be kept here. Or at least...
Sam looks around. Shucks. Yeah, maybe Daario can do it.
Ooh, hook it up. It becomes one with
Meanwhile,
Gray Ghost.
Dario's looking at the book section looking for like mechanics for dummies or something like that. He's like, I'm doing all this shit. I need to like read up on it.
Next thing you guys know, Daario's Gray Ghost is going to become Jado Gray Ghost. All right. Anyone else have something electric or electronic type goods that they would like to purchase here?
Daario would like to look in the grenades section, throwables.
Okay. Yep. You do find that section that Sam was in previously. There's a wide variety from EMP to just kind of electric or, immobilizing or incendiary, fragmentation, all sorts.
Is there like a glitter bomb by chance? No throwable? No?
Yeah.
A glitter bomb? No, they do not have glitter bombs here.
Come in Amazon packages.
Yeah.
I feel like I have to
I'll show
follow.
one of Sam's morning deliveries before he opens it.
You son of a bitch.
I'd like to see a couple of the EMP ones if possible.
Sure. Yeah. I'm just going to pitch the same one that Sam had picked up. There's like a 3-pack of EMPs for $75K.
Piece?
For the 3-pack.
Oh, got it. All right.
You want to do that?
Yes.
All right.
Daario will do that.
Also, we didn't talk about it, but these grenades will have a 10-foot radius, so 20 feet wide.
What if I hit it with my hammer?
If it causes it to activate, I mean, if it activates, yeah, it's going to be same deal. Were you thinking something else?
Thinking if I like launch it like a baseball?
No. If you roll like a nat 1, it might blow up in your face, but no, I'm not going to be a dick about it.
So there's a chance.
There's a chance, yeah. 100%.
Just don't nat 1 it.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm gonna put in parentheses 10-foot throwable by hands. Cool.
And then there's a subsection that says Koji, and it's 50 feet.
All right.
Or actually, it might actually say orbit. I'm not sure.
So to tally it all up, Maxine, you are subtracting 6 million and 85,000. And then Sam, you're subtracting 4,200,000.
Mm-hmm.
And then Daario, 75,000.
Sounds good.
Cool. All right. So yes, following day, party heads over to Electro and Wares, the big kind of surplus warehouse of all sorts of electronic goods, much like your resident micro center or somewhat a larger, busier Best Buy or one of those old school like Fry's warehouses and pick up some new toys. All right. Maxine, real quick question. The 5 visors that you picked up, is that just for backup, or are you going to do something with those? Oh, the BRB? Muted?
Oh,
You had to go to the
hit
bank.
yeah, I had to get a loan real quick.
I thought he was gonna say just paced out of the room when he wasn't paying attention.
It's we got five Omni devices. We got 5 members. I was gonna hand them out.
We already have Omni devices for the most part, I thought.
Yeah, but these are better ones.
Oh. There's a
These
difference.
are Arcturus Omni devices. I mean,
What? Sure. He just kind of takes it and puts it in his bag.
listen, tactically, it is a more useful Omni device. It's always there. You need a map, you've got it right in the corner of your vision to where you can quickly reference where you're at. Anything you need right in your field of view. And
Sure.
you don't want people seeing your eyes? We got you covered. It's modular. People can identify you.
By my eyes?
Especially your eyes.
What's wrong with my eyes?
Let's do a little thing. As Maxine's explaining to the party that these are Arcturus Omni visors.
They're branded.
You guys are, well, Arcturus being your group names, right?
I know.
Yeah.
We gotta get the logo on there, though. We need to come up with a logo. And
Yeah,
some
get it all custom etched in and everything. There we go.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you try it on, as you get it set up, as you know, some of you more reluctantly being like, but I already have one. But what you'll find as you all kind of match your contacts and give it a shot is, Maxine, maybe you knew this was going to be a thing, but you recognize that as you play with the different modes and go into like a combat mode, there's a highlight around each of you as a person. And much like Maxine said, there does seem to be an option to bring up kind of a tactical map of something you had opened up in the corner to kind of keep it in view. You also have, as you speak, there's a little prompt that quickly identifies who you're speaking with. Yeah.
I think as soon as those features are kind of coming up, it's just I'm pointing at Cadin saying, boom, tactical awareness. Also,
I could see you before.
but what if I'm somewhere where you can't see me? The device knows.
But why does it matter then?
Mine
much
says
that old man that you're trying to get the new phone to, by the way.
mine
Tactics,
says
Cadin.
system updating.
Oh, it's not updating. Oh, now it's validating. It's validating now. Okay.
Sam, once your update finishes, you see a little message that says data transfer complete.
Ooh, all my stuff is on here. Sam looks at emails.
It's definitely different as you look through the visor, right? Rather than looking down at a HUD that appears over the kind of wristwatch, which someone can kind of look at over the shoulder as well. This one, yeah, it's all just like right there in front of your face. It all looks like it's almost like hovering in the space in front of you. It's very cool. Almost like VR, augmented reality.
Now, Cadin.
Reluctantly puts this on.
Just like with the wrist one, there's gestures you can do if you need to control it. But if it really comes down to it, you can just tell the thing what you need it to do. Even if you need to send a message, you can be like, hey, Omni, send a message to Sam. How's it going? Send.
Everyone else's visor turns on.
You yell over the YouTube video and everyone's fucking Xbox turns off in their living room.
No, it's smart enough. But as Maxine is demonstrating, Sam, you get a prompt and you open it up. Hey, how's it going?
Reply. It's going well. How are you? New visor? Who this?
That's like those kids in high school where they're like in the same room at the same table texting each other.
Yeah, basically, Maxine, you get a reply as he sends it.
Now, I want you guys to remember one of the first fights we got into. I was far in the back. They had a marksman. Daario, you put out some smoke. That cut off line of sight to the people who were closer to you from me. If we all can see where each of us are at, even if maybe some smoke is obscuring us, maybe some things can interfere with the tech, but generally, we can have a better understanding of battlefield awareness. It means we can coordinate better.
Can you like see a feed from our visor and your visor? Like if we were somewhere where you can't see?
I've never looked into any features like that. But I'd bet the corporations do it with the Dynasty visor. Or they probably can if they want to. So maybe there's some consumer version.
There is a manual in the packaging.
Cadin, if you turn on the tint, if you can't see out, they can't see in. Cool.
But I can't see out. Now
You
I'm
can see
blind.
right.
Sam,
they're
Cadin, you
not
should
seeing.
always be able to see out. You're doing it wrong.
Oh, I flip mine around.
You people are a nightmare.
Why does everyone keep mentioning my eyes?
Well, your eyes, they change colors.
They what?
You change colors.
They do?
Oh my god.
Yes.
You know about this, don't you?
No, I didn't know my eyes change colors. When do they change colors?
When you do things.
Oh, well, I've never really done it in front of a mirror before.
You mean your vision doesn't change? You don't see blue and green?
No.
I imagine this is all taking place in the parking lot of Electro and Wares.
Sam, do you think my vision comes in blue just because I have blue eyes?
No, but his is weird.
Okay, I just wanted to clear that up. I wanted to make sure.
Wow, everything's real brown all of a sudden.
Alright, so I figured this would be good for us tactically, and I just gave away my only other Omni device, so I needed a new one anyway.
Well, this is a good gift. Thank you.
Yeah.
They very much Maxine.
Thanks. I gotta figure out how this thing works.
Just, you know how to read a book, right?
I feel like I should be insulted.
Are
But
you literate?
yes.
I mean, like, you can pull up the digital manual, but I'm sure if we ever find a printer, we can print out a hard copy if you need.
Oh, there's a printer at the hotel, right? We printed some shit.
There's a particular 3D printer there, yeah.
Yeah, it's a 1D piece of printing. It's
You,
just
you
1D
bought
with
you
smoke
bought
on it.
you bought 5 of them. There are 5 like manual.
Alright, so yeah, if there's a physical manual, just there you
Actually,
go.
you know what, even better yet, even more appropriate. The manual, when you open it up, it's like a 1-pager, and it has a scan code on it. And if you hold it up to the visor, the manual's actually already integrated into the visor. And it just pulls up a document on the visor. He'll do it that way.
There you go. So you can figure out how to actually use the thing there. It's really super intuitive. Like, they knew what they're doing when they make this thing. It's
You're talking to a person who like, okay, sure.
It's even on the latest 9G, dude. Come on.
I was living in a cave for the last few years, okay?
All right. Well, you guys are figuring out your new toys. Everyone who is familiarizing with their device, I'm gonna have you give me a intelligence roll. If you feel your character is technologically adept, give me it with advantage. And if you feel like you're not, Cadin, give me with disadvantage.
does this include me?
Oh,
Since it's not
You're
in Dynasty one.
familiar. You're familiar enough.
Okay.
Yeah, you've been using it.
16 for Daario.
11 for Sam.
Okay, and cool.
Maxine, I think.
Maxine doesn't have to roll. She's been using a visor for a while. All right. So yeah, Cadin, you're obviously pretty. Your wristwatch was already a bit new to you, and you hadn't really.
I was figuring out the fucking flip phone, and they just gave me a smartphone.
Correct.
So
So far, yeah. So far, your experience with this has been about as we all expect. Sam, you're also going to be about as we all expect. You're able to navigate it as well as you do kind of the wristwatch. Some of the newer features are definitely a bit new to you, but if you spend a little bit of time either looking at the manual or learning about it from another, you'll pick up on it pretty quick. And Daario, as you go tinkering with it, you kind of explore the different options, and you'll get a pretty good grasp on how this visor works in relation to your trusty device that you've had for a while. Cool. All right. With that, group, you guys are in the Fontaine Business District. You just completed a little bit of a moment to buy some new gadgets, and Maxine graciously got everyone some Omni visors to add a little more tactical prowess to the group as they have new ways to visualize their Omni device capabilities. And from here, I think we have a few directions that you guys could possibly venture into. Is there anything in particular you guys would like to head off? Otherwise, I will present some.
Jack, either Jack or John.
Yeah, I think we got trying to patch things up with Grimes and swinging by.
First. Yeah, and then hit Jack.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think we at least John, at least a bit of some some console after everything that he's been through.
Okay. So you guys are going to head over to John Grimes's place?
Yep.
Cool. So John's place is not too far. Maybe, what did I say before? Maybe like 15-20 minutes from your current spot in the kind of more mid to central location of the Fontaine Business District. You guys head south towards more of the outskirts, leading towards where the you guys head a bit further south to the edge. That's what I meant. The edge of the business district, where the shops get a little smaller, right? The high rises begin to lessen, and you start getting into kind of a more industrial looking, warehousey looking area. And after getting off the highway and making your way down a couple of streets, you get to the end of a kind of cul-de-sac of a corner where Grimes' shop lies. And
never mind. Sorry.
Okay.
I remembered something, but it's too late. We already left that freaking electronics store. So.
No, too late. Yep. All right, but as you make your way out, I guess Koji is gonna stay with the vehicle, keep an eye on it, and the rest of you start to approach. As you do, the garages of Grimes' shop are open, right? Inside again are a bunch of shelves with various goods. There's a section where there's a vehicle that is kind of loaded up on it for maintenance. And then outside there's a couple of trucks with the Grimes shop logo on the side of the vehicle. And when you get closer, you guys will find... gotta pull this back. We have, gosh, what was her name? It was Gina. Yeah, Gina.
Correct.
Who is, again, taking inventory, it looks like. But as you approach, she looks over and does a double take. John, your friends are back. And she
Well, that's a good sign.
She kind of...
She said friends.
She kind of takes her eyes away from the shelves and calls out over the shoulder, keep an eye on you guys. But as you guys continue to approach, she begins to kind of step to the office room where you guys will see kind of tracing her into the other room on the other side of the wall, John seems to be sitting in that kind of office room behind his desk, working on a busted computer and trying to get it to work.
Yeah, that's what I meant to get at the tech place. I was like, we should get another computer.
Oh.
But I had forgotten until we got here. Hey, visor. I'm trying to talk to my new visor thing. Buy a new computer. Does this work? I'm like wondering if it's gonna place like an Amazon order for delivery. That's what I'm attempting to do.
Sure. All right, as you guys are stepping up, Cadin begins talking into to the visor, and you guys kind of hear it. But Cadin, you're gonna get a prompt that does pop up and says, "Would you like to connect to the Omni network to purchase new computer?" quote unquote.
Yes.
All right, as you do so, a new page opens up in your view off to kind of the side, so you still have like one eye looking at where you're heading. But there is a large list of different computers that you can select from, and you see kind of some of the cheaper ones ranging from like 142,000 to some really good ones that seem to be pushing up in the 800,000 range.
I'll just buy like somewhere in the middle, like a how much do I got?
560.
Let's go with like a 350.
350. Okay. All right.
That's about half of what I've got.
So you'll select the 350 range PC or terminal. And
I'll go for delivery to this location if I can.
That's exactly what you'll do. It's like, where do you want to have it delivered? And then you'll select the nearby location, which pulls up Grimes' shop.
Sweet.
And yeah, so what is it? You said 350 or 360?
Yeah. 350.
350K range. Okay. And you get delivery options. Do you want it delivered in the next 5 minutes or the next hour,
I'll go for,
next
like,
3 days?
Ones. I want the dramatic entrance of them like dropping the computer off over here.
That's gonna cost an extra 300,000.
Oh fuck, that's more than that was. Shit. That's okay. Sure, why not?
Okay. All right.
So it's 650 by the time I'm done.
Correct. So we got 5-minute delivery, and your total is 650,000 credits. I'm starting to get the vibe you guys just like seeing big money being spent.
Cadin literally doesn't buy anything else. Like, I don't need ammo. I don't need grenades. I don't need I have nothing to spend my money on. All
right, Cadin, you selected all. It was all super easy. It was just like click next, click next, click next.
Well, the fact that I figured it out, yes, it was.
Yep.
I think fully unclear on exactly what he just bought, how much he bought, how much he spent, or anything. I'm just gonna put a hand on Cadin's shoulder and say, "I knew you could do it. I'm proud of you."
Cadin's a little proud of himself for that. Okay.
Maxine, thumbs up. That was tactical.
I can't figure out how to work my new iPhone. God, I feel like Cadin right now. I'm trying to put my contact calculator at.
Nice. All right,
incredible.
But calculator.
As you guys make your way up there, Gina will you'll see Gina retreat back into the warehouse area, and with a kind of a terminal in hand, like a terminal pad in hand. And at the front door, rather than waiting for you guys to enter, he kind of stands at the door blocking the entrance and will kind of cross his arms looking at you all. Well, I see you guys decided to make your way back.
We've come to settle what we agreed upon. We still owe you.
His eyes and his face a bit pinched, but well, was it worth it? Did you get what you wanted?
You're still alive, so I'd say it's worth it.
Well, I wasn't expecting to go anywhere, but you know how it is.
I still don't think you understand the gravity of what they would have done to you had that not been resolved.
These people wanted to kill you, John.
I still think you guys are overreacting, but you know what?
Listen. You ready to take a transfer?
His eyebrow kind of raises. That Transfer?
Money.
Yeah, not blood.
The amount that these people owed you.
You managed to get it back?
Yes, that was part of the deal, was it not?
Without incident, other than the incident here.
Yeah, that was unfortunate, and we apologize for that. We're trying to make amends and make good on the promises we made you.
If I may try to clarify what went down. There was a misunderstanding on our part amongst our group. We were not as coordinated as I had hoped. And the intent was for us to ensure that, if necessary, we would have a copy of the information, but no one else would. So that if these people tried anything against anyone in your position again, if they tried to abuse smaller local businesses like yours, we could take the fight to them on our terms without putting people like yourselves in the line of fire. That's what we were trying to do. But again, there was a misunderstanding, a miscommunication, and things escalated drastically. And it was an unfortunate situation.
We were seeking to shift the crosshairs from you if it were ever to come to that.
Each of you that
You're
spoke, give
more
me a
equipped
persuasion.
to deal with this than you are.
Yeah, each of you that spoke, give me a persuasion.
That's a 3.
Hopefully mine's better. Where's my button? There it is. 12.
Bruh.
I have a +5, man. I rolled a 7.
I rolled a 4. I got a 3.
You have a -1, yeah.
Well, he's gonna look a bit peeved. His usual jolly expression that you guys had met initially with, not really present right now. Well,
Do I have, like... Oh, sorry.
Your misunderstanding got me thrown across the room. Not to mention, my terminal's been busted ever since you guys yanked the drive out of it.
Out of curiosity, is there like a timer in my visor for like the ETA to delivery?
Yeah, you got like 47 seconds left.
Okay. We understand that we may have caused some damages, and we're willing to rectify it. So I have ordered a replacement computer for you. Terminal. Should be here in 3, 2, 1.
And you guys, will hear a little whoosh in the sky as like a little mini sonic boom blasts above you guys. And for anyone who has a dexterity of 3 or higher, can give me a perception roll.
I definitely don't have that.
Modifier higher than 3. What do I got?
12 for Daario.
No, I do not.
It's 21.
Okay, so Daario and Maxine. Yeah, this is, I think, the first time you guys are able to preemptively be in a position to spot this. But as you hear the sonic boom and quickly dart your head up, Maxine is just snaps her head like a cat. Daario, you take a bit more of your time, but are still quite quick with your reaction. And when you look up, you see a very small, like, white vessel. And Maxine in particular, you see the words Omni etched into the side in a very readable, kind of bold, uniform font. And from this small capsule that kind of darts across the sky and exiting one kind of what looks to be some kind of a warp portal, it's only visible for a split second as you hear something launched and begin to fall as something splits off of it, and a second later it enters another kind of like warp portal and just vanishes from the sky. But what comes falling down, which Daario and Maxine you both clearly see as it crashes somewhere between you guys and your vehicle off of the road, or on the sidewalk away from the road, but in front of Grimes' shop, is a white package that lands and crashes into the ground.
I like to sweep my hands dramatically, like as it appears.
Jom's looking a bit surprised at the loud sudden sound above him, but What the hell was that?
Your new terminal.
That thing that came down that's not broken, is it? Where did that even come from?
I hope not, because I paid a fuck ton for that. I go over and check.
You go over and check, and you get a little prompt. It pops up in your visor that this is your package, and it verifies your arrival and I guess physical signature, and the box will open up, and inside is it kind of looks like one of those Apple computer boxes, kind of big and rectangular and square with a wide surface, but otherwise, yeah, a large container. It looks pristine and intact inside this container.
Ta-da! I'll take it out and walk it over to Dregn.
And John just kind of looks at it incredulously. It's like, what? That's not the newest models, but that's actually a hell of an upgrade. That you got that for us?
Yep. Delivery was probably the most. Well, not quite. Delivery was more of the price tag for this one. Yeah.
Imagine. Oh my god. Cadin, give me another persuasion roll. Actually, wait, did I already have you roll twice?
I did one earlier when we first talked to him, but I
yeah,
haven't one.
Give me one more.
Jesus. 11.
11. Yeah, it's been enough. Oh, well. Huh. His expression softens, and he begins to... You see a bit of that kind of cheery gleam in his eyes, and this... He didn't have to get us one of these models. I mean... Well, thank you, Cadin. Thank you.
I hope you can consider our wrongs righted and our debts paid.
Well, I suppose as long as you keep the one that threw me across the room over there, we'll be okay.
There's a reason he's still in the car.
And as long as your little buddy here doesn't try to knock out one of my employees.
You wouldn't do that again, would you, Sam?
You see Sam looking down. His right foot kind of kicks back and forth on the ground.
He's like kicking the ground.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry.
You want to give me a performance or a persuasion roll? Persuasion with advantage if you want to do that.
Sure. Persuasion advantage. 8. He doesn't mean it.
Off with his head. All right. No, it's John's looking. He's making an eye, but you're looking down, so you're none the wiser. But well, well, you looking over to Maxine. You mentioned a transaction. Well, if you guys really did pull through for us, then, and I guess with this terminal, this should actually help us quite a bit with our business. Yeah, I think we're okay.
Glad to hear, John. So we got this thing that we could really use you to look at.
What thing? And
how techie are you?
Do you know anyone who works in like augmentations and robotics, things like that, like Android type stuff?
Possibly. He's looking a little concerned, but
Oh, it's just about Maxine's arms. I motioned to Maxine.
I'm just gonna show off the mechanical arm.
I mean, if you're looking for a guy with augment or who can do what with them, upgrade them, are you looking for someone who does the surgery for them? Well, what exactly are you guys looking for?
Well, I mean, we're new in town. We're trying to make connections. I mean, upkeep, maintenance, that kind of stuff. But so maybe also someone who dabbles in trying out new things with this kind of tech. You know what I mean? Like, someone who knows what they're doing with this stuff, with the machinery side of things.
Okay, well, I guess I could point you in the direction of, well, I guess before I make any, recommendations here, what price range are you guys looking for? Because, I know a few guys in the area who might be able to help you out, but if you're looking for something a bit more high-tech, maybe... There's some people I know who work for some of the larger businesses in Fontaine. Something a bit more official, or are you looking for something more underground?
I think we want to keep our options open. So if you got some contacts you can put us in touch with, kind of across the board.
Okay. And he kind of brings his hand up to his chin and kind of taps his jaw as he thinks and kind of looks about. Well, if you're wanting to get some official work done, I'd probably head over to the business district. There's a man up there. I can give you his address. Linus Watts. He does good work. He's a bit pricey and has a bit of a short temper, but he seems to know his stuff, and a lot of people that I've worked with would speak highly of him.
You got something a little bit more on the unofficial side?
Well, if you're looking for a buddy of mine, there's a couple. You can go to a bit of a younger fellow, but a lot of folks here call him Kid Shoreline. He lives on the kind of western edge of the business district here, and they're, again, a bit young, but a lot of folks say that he's pretty quick with his turnaround and seems to know his stuff. You could also check out Sammy, who lives a bit south of here. She's, I'd say, handles a bit more the tough and sturdy types of equipment, but she's also seems to be pretty solid. And then if you're looking for someone who is a bit more on the hush-hush, he will... Well, yeah, if you're looking for someone more on the in the hush-hush, unless you're interested in seeing him, I'm not going to give you his full name, but there's a guy who lives in the down back alleys of the business district, Mr. Sibo.
Are you interested, Maxine?
Like I said, maybe keep our options open. You know, if we're trying to do good work for the people that need it, then we might not always be able to be picky in who we go to for equipment and things. So it might be something to look into.
Cool. All right. So yeah, you got a few names, and I take that as a sign of you are interested in Mr. Sibo.
Yeah, at least enough to get an idea where to look.
Okay.
Further.
So before you guys depart, I assume, Maxine, at some point in the exchange, you guys would have transferred, what was it, 5 mil, I believe?
5 mil, yeah, that's...
Back to John. And Maxine, do you have that on your person, or is that something coming out of a split somewhere?
I have that on me. I kept his share
Okay.
on me.
All right. And then once again, Linus Watts is going to be more in the central business district, and Kid Shoreline is going to be on the west part of kind of where you guys currently are, along the western edge near the shoreline. And Sammy is to the south, and Mr. Sibo is a bit away from the business district. He's actually located up in the admin district from the looks of it, but you get the rough locations, or at least how to find each of them from John. And before you separate, John will pull you close, and the location for Mr. Sibo. Make sure that stays between us. He has his ways of making people who give out his name freely disappear. He brings in good business. I don't want to be on his bad side, and I'm trusting you with his location.
I understand. We're not trying to get anyone into trouble here. It's not something I'd invoke lightly.
We've got some business for Maxine, so we understand the sensitive nature of the information and hope that we've proved that we're trustworthy.
All right. Well, any other business talk before John speaks out?
Nothing for me.
No.
All right. Well, excellent. Gina, bring out a cold one for us. You can get the old 74 from the fridge. I think friendships are mended now. I think we're on decent terms. You guys actually pulled through, and misunderstanding aside, I think we might be able to do some business together someday. And also, if you ever go to visit one of those guys, don't forget to let them know John sent you. There's a little referral bonus I get.
Yeah, of course. I'm just gonna go onto my new Omnivisor, and without like speaking or anything, because I know how to do it quietly. I'm just gonna send a message to Sam that just says, "When Gina comes out, apologize."
Sam,
I'm just gonna send it just that.
You'll see the notification in your visor, but it's up to you if you open it in time.
I do.
And Gina will come out with a bottle and a bit of like, are you really making me get this for you?
Sam just blurts it out as she comes in the room.
It's so awkward, I love it.
It actually kind of stuns her at the doorway. She kind of holds back and raises the bottle slightly and looks in your direction, Sam.
I'm sorry for my behavior last time.
And after a bit of a moment for her to collect herself, she lowers the bottle, and
I was hoping she would clock him with it because it'd be hilarious.
that's okay. Thankfully, you missed, and I'm fine. So, and John seems happy, and yeah, and she kind of reaches out and places the bottle skittishly on the table, and well, John, I'm gonna go back to work. You enjoy your time with your friends, and yeah, she's eyeballing Sam for the most part, but otherwise looking at all of you. And we'll back away and head back to
I respond back to the text, thumbs up.
All right. And John will pour you guys all a glass of some vodka that he has. Pretty simple, pretty basic.
374, right? I love this one.
Yeah. And it actually has a nice hearty bite to it as it makes its way down. It's smooth, but yeah, you guys will each get a glass. And he even hands one to you guys before you leave and be like, for the big guy, just don't let him into my shop again. All right. Anything else at John Grimes' place?
No, we're good.
All right. Very cool. So, Maxine, you managed to get a few contacts for people who might be able to help you with these augments and perhaps address Jaro's unmoving body in the top of your vehicle.
Yeah.
And from here, you guys wish to head over to the central library next, or what do we think?
I mean, by this time it's probably night.
No,
right?
because you guys had gone back to Fontaine because it was already getting dark. That's when you guys spent the night at the Akiyama Hotel. Next day, you guys went to
right.
the business district, bought some stuff at Electro and Wares. While you're at the business district, you went a bit south to Grimes' shop. And from here, you guys could go east to the center, to the heart of Fontaine, to make your way to the library district. So by the time you get to the library district, I'd say it's probably, probably midday. You guys spent most of your time during the AM, and yeah, should be good.
I think unless anyone else has any other ideas, maybe we swing by see Jack.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
What do we need Jack for again?
So actually, here's a suggestion. Just because I'm thinking, it's a couple hours have gone by. Maybe it would be more appropriate if you guys met with Jack with Koji in tow.
That's a fair
And
point.
perhaps
Yeah.
we call it here tonight because Jack may have some business for you guys. You already spent some time shopping. Your relationship with John has been mended, and Koji being away for that was worked out pretty well. I'd
Go
say.
charisma character.
Yeah.
I think maybe just to kind of set up what I had in mind with Jack
Good idea.
is maybe introduce this new information about this mysterious camp at Edgerson and our possible ideas of looking into that, since Jack seems to be kind of in the know on these weird happenings, being what with his shifting face and all. See if he knows anything about this tech that Jaro is or is largely consists of. I'm still unsure if he's if there's even just a little bit of actual bio in there, or if he's fully android. I don't know. I don't want to go rooting around in there without knowing what I'm doing, so I'm gonna take it to someone who I know that seems to be smart, who is Jack.
How am I not on that list? I'm offended.
Those are kind of the main things I think would be good to bring up to Jack. I think after that discussion with Saraira, I think the Edgerson stuff is kind of the main thing for me. But I also want to figure out if there's anything that can be done with Jaro if we're just lugging around,
Well, that's why I got
500 pounds of useless android.
That's why we got those contacts from
I think they're a potential source to look into for that, but I think also Tap and Jack, see if he might know anything as well.
Okay.
No, 100%. Both is a good idea.
Yeah. So that's my plan.
I'd like to, if we're going to go to the Central Library, kind of look up some information in their, I guess, in some of their records.
Regarding?
Dawn.
Okay. Dawn specifically, so in the library, what type of information regarding Dawn? Because you might find in a library information about other planets in the human empire. For the
New for me, it would probably be like news articles, like any type of anything as far as investigation towards that corporation or that business.
Okay. I'm gonna have to ask you to give me some ideas of what type of information you're looking for, outside of kind of what we had worked on previously with Dawn.
Okay.
That way I have an idea as what the intention is as far as the engagement with Jack. I think that all sounds pretty good, and we'll play that out next time. And as you guys get back to the vehicle and meet back up with Koji's gonna comment something, and Maxine, primarily directed at you, but you all hear it. Maxine, is that a bird? And when you approach the vehicle, Koji was kind of just looking up the whole time, but when you look up Maxine and anyone else who would like to try, you're going to spot Koji pointing out this kind of white bird that is flying in a kind of large circle, very high up in the air, but Koji makes comment that it's been up there for a while now, and as he was waiting out the vehicle, he spotted it. And
I would like to, like, if these Omni devices have any kind of zoom, I want to try to get as good of a picture of this thing, or a series of pictures, as I can.
Sure. Yeah, not to mention
Anything I can do to try to identify it.
Yeah, the visor itself isn't going to have a zoom function, but you do have that fancy little binocular that you just bought.
Yeah, if that can help me in this prospect.
So yeah, you'll
How
use the
far away is it?
binoculars. It's pretty far. It's miles above you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, flying like an airplane at the peak, right? Tiny little dot in the sky, as far as you can tell, or close enough to one. But yeah,
There's a lot I can do with that.
you spend a little moment here tracking it with the binoculars, and you definitely find, as you look at it, it does appear to be almost like a drone. There seems to be some kind of something spinning above where the arms would be, the wings would be, but the tail kind of fins out in a V shape, and it does appear to be a solid kind of white lengthy object kind of buzzing up in the sky far away. And Maxine, with the binoculars enhancing kind of the zoom, you do believe it to be a mechanical drone flying up there, or maybe it's just a plane flying in a circle, who knows. But that is where we're going to call episode 22, as next time on Horizon Exploration we see the party meet up with Jack Finnegan in the library district and possibly find out their next steps, leading a little closer to Edrison, or to the north on the way to Edrison. We'll see next time right here on Horizon Exploration.
Ooh.
Cool. All right, thank you everybody for hopping on, enjoying some D&D with us today as the group went shopping and mended a relationship. Koji hopefully will be back next week, and I believe one of our members might be doing this out of a hotel. Was that this coming weekend? Maybe not. I'll figure it offline. But enjoy your evening, everybody. Enjoy your week. Hope to see you here again soon. And with that, as always, take it easy, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a good one.